everyone, so it's time for me to share with you my best in beauty for 2015. So if you want to see which products made the cut for the entire year, top notch, the best of the best, then stay tuned and I'll show you exactly what those products are. Hi everyone, so this portion of the video is going to be my favorite products for eyes, for lips, and eyeshadow. This is the second part of this series, and if you haven't seen part one, I will link it down below. That is all of my face products, foundations, powders, blushes, highlight, bronzers, all of that goodness. That is in part one, so I will link it down below and annotate it above my head as well. So if you want to watch it, you can have two different places to click on to check it out if you are interested in seeing that video. So let's just go ahead and get into this so that we can keep this portion short, because I know the part one was very long, had a lot to talk about, mama had a lot to say. So let's get on into this video. Eyeliners, I have just a few. The first one is the Ardency and Modster liner. This is just a standard run-of-the-mill black eyeliner, but what makes this so special is the fact that it's very creamy. It doesn't tug, it doesn't sort of pull, and I like to use this in my waterline. I use it today to tight line. And I love it because it actually stays where you apply it. It doesn't get all gooped up in the inner corner, and it doesn't sort of start to seep out in the outer corner of my eyes. It's also great for the lower waterline. I don't have a problem with it irritating my eye, and it is very sort of intense and very creamy. So you have a little bit of playtime. You can just smudge it out and then it'll set. It is a very beautiful, rich black color, so I love that one. Another one is the NYX Gel Liner Pencil. These are the Jolie ones. I only have one from this range, and it's in the shade brown. And it's really good to have a good standard brown color. And this is a very dark brown, like a very deep chocolatey brown. It's not super dark where it's like black brown. It's a very beautiful brown shade that I love. And it's great for smoky eyes, the inner corner, just lining your upper lash line, whatever way you would like to use the liner, or however much or less you like to use. This is a really good one. If you're looking for a brown, the Jolie one is very creamy and very, very soft. It doesn't pull or tug at all. And then the other one is the MAC Eye Kohl pencil in Costa Riche. It's a beautiful sort of, I don't know, like a reddish brown color. This is, above here is the Jolie in brown, and this is the Costa Riche. So it's very similar as far as like the creaminess. They both glide on very smoothly, but the Costa Riche is just a subtle, more of a warmer kind of reddish brown. It's just beautiful. I love this for specific looks when I have like super warm colors in the crease. This just looks so great, smudge on the lower lashes. It's a really nice color to use, and again the formula is very sort of creamy, very rich and soft, so I love that. Liquid liner, I have just one to share with you, and that's the Kat Von D. This is a mini size, but this is the tattoo liner, and the shade is called Trooper, which is a black color. It is the easiest liquid liner pen to use that I just absolutely adore and can't get enough of. I think this is a nice rich black color. It glides on very easily. It doesn't pull. It just makes it so easy to apply, and I think that using pens or liquid liner in pen form is easier than ones that you have to actually pull out of like a little pot or something, because those don't have a lot of control, and this one does. It feels easy to use it and to hold it in your hand and just sort of just glide it across the lid and do, you know, your wing liner if you do. I have a video all about how I do my wing liner, so I will link it down below, where I share with you some of my favorite liners, but this is just one that I absolutely love and can see myself having all the time in my stash. Now for mascaras, I have two. One that I recently discovered back in November, and this is the Stretchex Stretch Lash Effect Mascara from Touch in Soul. This is available at Sephora. It is one that I got in a set from like a Sephora Beauty Favorites. It's a very small wand. The bristles are very short, and I like that it has a bit of a sort of dip to it, so it does hug the lashes really nicely. So when you're sort of wiggling it and pulling it up, it pulls the lashes, it covers each lash with some product, and it's because the bristles are nicely packed together. There's not a lot of gaps in there. So I like this. This is what I'm wearing on my lower lashes today, and it's perfect for that. So if you want a mascara just for the lower lash line, this is a great one. This is also great to do like your first coater and then go in with something a little bit thicker, more volumizing on top. But I can do 2 coats of this and get a really nice sort of fanned out lash look, and I don't feel the need to go over it with something else. But I can, like I said, it's a good layering mascara. It's good on its own. It doesn't flake, smudge, it doesn't transfer. It's just really, really great. The other one, drumroll please, woo! Were you expecting this? The Rocket Volume? Yes, I'm sure you were if you've been watching my videos, because this mascara is freaking bomb. I can't even, let's just take a moment. This mascara right here is just so incredibly wonderful. It gives me the fullest lash look I have ever had, and I've tried other drugstore brands. I have tried some really, I have spent $30-some on mascaras from, you know, YSL to, you know, Lancome to other brands from Sephora, and they never satisfy my needs. I like a mascara that can give me lots of length, lots of volume, lots of thickness without looking clumpy, without looking spidery, without flaking or smudging, and that checks, this mascara checks off every single box of my must-haves in mascara. Now, this is a little bit difficult to remove, but for what it does for my lashes, I will put up with it. I will use a cleansing balm like the Boots No. 7 cleansing balm and get this sucker off. I will do whatever I have to do to get this off because it is so wonderful, so great. They do have a waterproof version, which I'm pretty sure it will be a very big pain in the you-know-what to get off, because this regular version, it is kind of difficult. But I do use the shade Blackest Black. I think that the blacker the formula, the better it is. And I have a video all about this that I did a long time ago when this mascara first came out. I'm pretty sure that video is like 2 years old. And it's probably one of my most viewed videos that I have, because I show before and afters on this, and it is insane. Like, it literally looks like I have double the length of lashes. I have long lashes to begin with, but this is just wonderful. Highly recommend that you try this. I have 2 lip liners to share with you. The first one is the Milani Color Statement in the shade number 04 All Natural, which is like the perfect My Lips But Better. It goes with absolutely everything. I can even overline my lips and it looks like my actual lips are that big, because sometimes when you overline too much, it's very obvious, and I just don't like that look personally on me. But when I do decide to go just a little bit further outside the lip line, this one is the one that I go for because it is so great, and it's the All Natural. And the other one that I like is the one from NYX. This is the Peekaboo Neutral. This is the one that I have on today. It is a very neutral pink shade. Again, goes with a lot of things. It's very complimentary to a lot of different natural lip colors. So I feel like you can wear this with, you know, a taupey color, which is what I have on today. You can wear this with something more peach, something that's pink. You could do anything along those lines with this one. And I've just used this, line my lips, fill them in, top it with some gloss, and I'm good to go. It is a very good liner, and these from NYX are very high quality for only just like $3 or $4. Really inexpensive, and again, Milani is great. These, you do have to sharpen them. They're not automatic or twist up, so unfortunately that's a little bit of a downside, but if I'm going to take these with me, I just sharpen them before I leave, and that's plenty enough to last me that day or that evening. So that's not a huge deal for me, but these 2 are the best for me. I'm going to start off by talking about the NYX Butter Glosses. These are absolutely incredible. The favorite color for me out of the entire range is Creme Brulee, but I do also like this shade here called Meringue, and this is a very kind of lilac-y pink color. And I like them both, but the formula is awesome. It is very buttery, very creamy, very pigmented, and super glossy. I'm a gloss girl. I don't like the matte lip. I don't want anything matte around my lips. I need to be glossy. The glossier, the better. And these are just great formulas and really inexpensive. And another gloss that's a little bit more expensive but is actually pretty cool is the IT Cosmetics gloss. This is in the Je ne sais quoi. This is the Vitality Lip Stain. And I do have it in a sort of stick form that looks like a lipstick. This is the Lip Flush, and then this is the gloss. So the idea behind these is that when you put them on, they're going to give you a very nice sort of pink tone. Now these can look different based on just your natural chemistry, how it just turns on your lips. It would look different on mine. Like for me, it turns into a really bright pink color. It's really pretty. The gloss is absolutely just divine. It feels amazing on the lips. I love it. This one in particular, the stick form of the Je ne sais quoi, I'm almost out of it. I've had this too, and I'm just savoring this last little bit because they are a little bit on the pricey side. This to me is like the most luxurious feeling, like lip butter type texture. It is out of this world. I wish all of my lip products had this texture. It is so great. I feel like they nailed it with the textures of both of these. I'm just going to briefly talk about the formula of the Bite Beauty. I have a couple of these little mini lipstick duos. These are the Luminous Cream lipsticks. I think that these are great. Every time they come out with a new duo, I always pick them up, and they're around 12 bucks at Sephora. I have a lot of different shades that I've worn in many tutorials, but just the formula in general is very great. The ingredients are also very good for you as well. They have an ingredient that you can find in red wine. They put them in these Luminous Cream lipstick formulas. And the texture is very smooth. The texture is very, very pigmented. So you do get your money's worth, and I feel like just because they're a little bit more of a high-ticketed item at Sephora, I do feel like you get your money's worth when you get these. And I love these, like these little minis. There's just a tiny little chunk in there, but they last so incredibly long because they're very pigmented. Like just one swipe on the upper and one swipe on the lower, that's all you really need because it transfers so well. You don't have to keep swiping just to keep building. So I do love them. They're very comfortable. And then I have to give a shout out to the NYX High Voltage lipstick. I'm wearing this one today with the Peekaboo Neutral Lip Liner. It's a perfect sort of combo. This is in the Stone color, which is a very taupe shade. Very different. I would have never years past worn a color like this, but it's very taupe, very brownish color. I love it. I love the formula of these. It's very creamy, very glossy, very pigmented, and very budget friendly. So I just love all of those qualities about it. However, the ones that I do have, like some of the caps are already cracking, so that's a big deal, and that's a pain in the butt because as you can see, there's like, you probably won't see it, but there's like a lot of smudges on the inside because it just, this little cap floats around my purse. So that's why I have like a little makeup bag that I put this in so it doesn't ruin my handbag. So that's the only downside, but as far as like the formula, it's really great and very pigmented. That was just one swipe. It's really, really good. Then my last lipstick is the one from Makeup Revolution. These are the Lip Hugs. This is in the shade Love Can Set You Free. This is my favorite. It's got a little bit of a dent going on there, but this is a very good everyday color. And that's just a couple of swipes there so you can see. It's got a nice pigment to it. It's a very beautiful everyday kind of pinky mauve color. It's not too pink, it's not too dark, not too purpley. It's just right in the middle. It's a good shade to use, and it has a bit of a glossy finish, and it feels like a lip butter with that pigmentation of a lipstick and that sort of subtle kind of glossy finish of a lipstick. So it's all of those it wrapped in one, which is great because it just means that you only have to use one product and that is it. So I do hope in the future to get more from the Lip Hug range because it is amazing. Now it's time for eyeshadows. Woo! This is my favorite part. This is the part where I experiment the most. When I find, you know, face products that work, I really try to stick with those, and eyeshadows are one of the things that I sort of just try anything and everything, every finish, every color. It doesn't matter, from the cheapest of cheap to expensive ones. I love experimenting with eyeshadow. It's my favorite thing to try and switch up. I never wear the same eyeshadow look for more than a few days just because I have so many, and I love switching it up, experimenting, throwing in pops of color, pushing the boundaries with what I'm comfortable wearing, and I feel like I've got some really good things. So I'm going to start off with what I'm wearing today. My entire eye is the Sonia Kashuk Eye on Neutral 02 palette. Love this. It is very high-end feel. Very beautiful palette. Is a lot of your neutral matte shades that you would need. A lot of transition shades, like some of these lighter colors, some warm colors, some smoky shades, some highlighting shades. Again, it has every tone of color that you would need to do cool tone looks, to do warm tones, to do very dark. I have like the really dark chocolatey brown color, which is this one right here in the outer V. I have the black as my liner. It is so good. If you are traveling, this is a very travel friendly palette. It's, I think, 20 bucks at Target. Very, very good quality and just super pigmented, super creamy, very blendable. So it's a really good one to try if you need matte shadows. Another one is the I Heart Chocolate palette by Makeup Revolution. This is part of their I Heart makeup line, which falls under the Makeup Revolution brand. But this is very similar to a very infamous palette, the Chocolate Bar by Too Faced, and as you can see, it has that chocolate bar look to it. It doesn't have the smell, which is kind of unfortunate because that smell is absolutely divine, and it is disgustingly dirty. Let's turn this upside down and try to cover that. But this palette is identical to the original Chocolate Bar palette by Too Faced. This one is $13, and the Too Faced one, I believe it's around 50 bucks. So if you want something that is exactly the same, and can give you the same looks and same feel without breaking the bank, this is going to be the option. It is absolutely incredible, and I've talked about this before in my Makeup Revolution video. I have a collection video of everything I own, so it will be listed down below if you want to see it. You can check out the link and watch it. It is fantastic, phenomenal, $13. I'm blown away by the quality of this. It is absolutely something that I would recommend to anyone that loves this sort of tones of color. It's great. There's mattes, there's shimmers, metallics, everything. You name it, it's here. And then speaking of Too Faced, this is the Semi-Sweet Chocolate. This one is so beautiful. The texture is really great. All of the shadows are very, very pigmented, except for Pink Sugar, which to me is just the one shade that I didn't like, but I did use this for New Year's Eve, mixed with the Smashbox Primer Water, and I tapped it over an eyeshadow, and it gave me the most beautiful, pinky, glowy, glittery look. It was just so beautiful. I should have taken a picture for you guys and showed you, but unfortunately I didn't. But this palette is very, very good. I love it. The texture is great. Blends super, super well. It smells incredible. Like, I could eat this. Like, why can't I eat this? Like, why do they do that? Why do they torture me like that with the chocolate scent? I'm a chocolate lover. Put chocolate in front of me and it will be gone in a couple seconds. I love it. The smell of it, it's like every time you just open this, it's like, oh yes, oh yes. And you just smell like that chocolate scent, and it's just so awesome. And it's just so incredible how they can infuse the eyeshadows with such a potent, like real chocolate scent, not that fake artificial crappy scent. It smells great. Beside the point, lots of really good shades. I love this peanut butter color. It's so pigmented. This mousse shade, I use it all the time for my crease. This blue one is really pretty. Nougat, that's my ride or die right there. It's like a muted rosy shade. It's really great for the crease and blending out. Coconut cream is good. Butter pecan is a beautiful shimmery color. I've used this to highlight the tops of my cheekbone, and it's gorgeous. It's what I have on the inner corner today and on my brow bone. It is just beautiful. It's the perfect everyday palette. Now, another brand that I discovered this past year was the ZOEVA. This is a German brand. I believe, yes, it's a German brand. I had to think about that. And I have 4 of the palettes, and I've done videos about these. I've done tutorials with these. I have swatched these and talked about these in previous videos. So any tutorials that I have with these, I will link them down below if you're interested in watching them. But I think that the range selection of these are really, really great, just to kind of show you what they look like, the size of the shadows. And they have some amazing palettes out now that are fairly recent and newer additions to the line. I think this is just really, really great. This is the Love is a Story. This one is just phenomenal. Like, this right here is a matte color. Now, mattes are hit and miss. Some are really great, some are just not that good. But this is 2 swipes, boom. Secondary swatch, boom. Like, insane. Like, if you have not tried these and want to splurge, they are relatively kind of pricey when you convert the currency from the foreign currency over to US dollar. It is a little bit pricey, but honestly, the price point per palette is very comparable to what you would pay for several other brands out there, and you get really good, very comparable quality, very awesome. And another palette from Makeup Revolution. I'm telling you, I'm on a Makeup Revolution kick today. And my hair, what's going on? What's going on? So this other palette is the Eyes Like Angels palette. This one has a lot of little bitty shadows. They're about the size of a dime. And it is just everything. This palette is great. It has a lot of sort of bright colors, so if you want to experiment with shades, if you want to use shades that are shimmery without being too satiny or too matte, this is the palette for you. If you want to start wearing pops of color like pinks and purples and blues and oranges without spending a whole ton of money, this is another option. Again, this whole palette right here, I think it's like $13, like when you convert it from British pounds to US dollars, it's like 13 bucks. Alright, so we are coming near the end to the eyeshadows. The next shadow that I want to share with you is one from Makeup Geek, and I'm going to try to pull it out because I have a few of these full of Makeup Geek eyeshadows, but it's this shade here, and it is a very cool tone, kind of tannish color, and that's called Barcelona Beach. That is my favorite. It is one of the only ones from the entire Makeup Geek range that has such a dip in it because I use it so often. And I've actually seen Marlena herself use that color as a contour because she is very similar in like skin tone, so she says that's a good contour color, which I have not experimented with it like that. I just use it to deepen up my crease. I use it as a transition shade. It's a really great color, and it's a matte finish, so I feel like I can use it pretty much anytime and in any capacity that I want because it doesn't have a lot of that frost or that shimmer. It's not a satin, it's like a straight matte. So it works with different colors. You can do a very sort of cool tone look with it, and mix it with cool tone eyeshadows, or you can even mix it in with some warmer tones and sort of do cool and warm as well if you like looks like that. And then my last eyeshadow product, I do have to give a shout out. I know this was a very limited edition product, but when I went shopping for Christmas gifts this past December, a few weeks back, I did see this palette still in stock, and it's the Lorac Mega Pro 2. It's the one with the navy blue. This one in particular is absolutely beautiful. It is everything that you could ever want and more in a shadow, in a sort of setup. Sorry, there's like a glare from the sunlight. It has everything that you could need. It's got 2 rows of mattes here and 2 rows of shimmers. Some of these shimmers are very shimmery, some are metallic, some have a sort of like satiny finish, but you have 2 rows of mattes that literally start off with, you know, the lightest of shades and gradually gets darker to sort of transition shades, very warm tone, very deep and dark. You have some purples and a few plummy shades, so you get a range of everything, and this color is absolutely, or this sort of palette is absolutely beautiful. And every color in here I've been so impressed with, and I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that when I use these to do my eyeshadow look, my shadow has never looked better. My eye look has never looked better, and I've never been like, damn, my eyeshadow looks good. And I do every time I use this, regardless if I just pull in a few colors to mix in with other shadows or do an entire look start to finish with this entire palette, I'm always extremely pleased, happy, like I don't want to take it off. Like these shadows are creamy, blendable, they're smooth, they blend well together, they actually keep their intensity even after you blend them. It's not like blending one color into the next and then it gets all muddy and nasty looking. It's a superb quality of shadows, and the quality that you get in this sort of large setup is the same as you would get in the original Pro palettes that have, they're smaller, so they're like half this size, and though there's a Pro 1 and a Pro 2. One has a black exterior and one has a gray exterior. Those are available year-round. If you can get your hands on those, I have them, love them, think they're staples, and in everybody's collection you will get so much use out of them. And if you can get your hands on this, this is definitely worth the $59 price tag. I think that you will not be disappointed. If you like shades like this, then this might be something you would be interested in trying, and I think you're gonna like it. I just want to give a shout out to my Kiss Trio lashes. These are a set of individual flares. Like when you buy individual flares, it's just like a little cluster. These have 3 of them attached to a clear band. So you literally just take the little trios off and pop them on. They're incredibly easy to use. If you are a beginner with false eyelashes, this is the way to go. If you want something that's easy to use and put on in the morning before work, this is the lash for you. Heck, if you just want to take a look from day to night by not changing a thing except throwing on a strip of lash, and you don't like using lashes, these are the way to go. They're just everything because you can put just 2 clusters. I have here the short and medium, so I can do 1 medium and 1 short to kind of taper and blend it in. I could do 2 mediums and then 1 short, so 3 little individual strips, and get a much more fanned out look. It looks almost like if you're wearing those half lashes. You could take essentially a full strip and cut it in half and get the same effect, but I just like these because they're really easy to apply, and the tiny little strip that you put the glue on, it dries in just seconds. You don't have to sit there and fan it out, you don't have to sit there and blow on it. You put it on, and literally by the time you figure out okay where I'm going to place it, the glue is ready to be applied and it's already tacky. So I do think that these are great for beginners, for people who like wearing false lashes on an everyday basis, or you just are more comfortable putting them on. For me, I like using full strips occasionally, and if I do, I use the Ardell Demi Wispies because those feel the most comfortable, those blend the easiest, and they're just the easiest to apply. But other than that, I have not found a lash that's very easy to just pop on and get it right every time. These, however, I get it right every single time. And it's just easy, and you can get these at Walgreens. That's where I usually find, and I think I've purchased my very first pack at Walmart, and they're inexpensive. So even if you just throw them away after each use, which you can, or you can save them, I just throw them away because again, it's like a couple bucks and I can just get a whole entire pack. And it's just, again, I can find these pretty much anywhere and they're easy to apply. That is all of my favorites from 2015 for eyes, lips, and eyeshadows. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you will check out part 1 if you haven't. It is a very lengthy video, so grab a snack if you're going to tune into part 1. And I appreciate you being here with me today and sharing your time with me, and I hope that you found something that you would like to try, and if you do, let me know your feedback in the comments section. Everything will be listed down below as well, and I will put little asterisks next to the products that have been favorites for more than just 2015 so that you can see if you're interested in knowing which ones have been favorites for longer. That information will be there for you as well. And if you want to tune in and follow me off camera, you can tune into Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. All that information is in the bottom bar as well. And have a fabulous day, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.